So this is the second time I'm doing this video because it's been a while and I messed it up the first time. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not a medical practitioner. This is not a medical advice, just a mom sharing her experience. Now I've had some coffee, my energy is up, so I'm ready to get into it. It's been a while you guys saw my face on here, and yeah, life has just been lifing, but I'm back now and I'm not making any promises. I'm gradually going to ease myself into the rhythm of things and see how things go. The main reason why I've decided to come back and get more into this is that a lot of my friends, new moms especially, come to me with a lot of all these questions, and we're talking about like childbirth, we're talking about the different things we experience, even in just caring for, children and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, if I have this content in a repository, I can just, you know, direct them there and even make it available for more people to glean some knowledge and experience from whatever topic is being discussed, right? Okay, so that's why I've decided to sort of come back into this, and I really hope that I'm able to be consistent. Fingers crossed. So today I want to talk about the difference that I experienced in caring for an episiotomy and a C-section scar, and I'll tell you what that's about. Sometimes I hear pregnant women say things like, "Oh my God, nobody tell me to be like this. You guys didn't tell me enough. You didn't give me enough information. Oh no, you didn't say it was going to be like this." I'm like, girl, with all the millions of content creators on the internet and all the information on the internet about motherhood, about pregnancy, about childbearing, you can't say that you don't know that this is what it's going to be like. But again, I don't blame them, and I actually agree that experiences, no matter how much anybody has told you, giving you information, experiences will always be different. My own kind of morning sickness will be different from your own experience of morning sickness. Mad, yes, it would. There are even some things that I'm still, that I'm learning that some mothers are experiencing in pregnancy, and I'm just like, what? I have never heard of that before. So, no matter how much information is out there, your experience will always be unique to you, right? So, I don't want these videos to be too long, and I don't want to just ramble off on different tangents. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet so that your attention span, which has become very short in this day of shorts and reels, will be able to be maintained in this video, hopefully. Okay, so episiotomy and C-section. What is a C-section? It is a cut that is made on your abdomen, your stomach, and your womb eventually to bring the baby out, right? And an episiotomy is also the cut that is made in the vagina when a woman is having a vaginal birth to give more room for the baby to come out. It's so funny because these things I'm talking about happened. So my first is going to be 5, and my second is going to be 3. Yes. So how am I thinking about that? I know that. So it's been years, but I remember it like yesterday because those experiences need serious impressions because how intense they were. So with a CS, it's just a cut there. I mean, it's not just, it's a big deal. You're going to be in excruciating pain few hours and days after that experience, right? But it's right there, it's visible, you have easy access to it. You can just leave it open and let it receive some air. I mean, while you're on your medication, pain medication to, of course, manage pain and all that. But my point is that even as much as it's a discomfort, it's right there. And I mean, there are things that you can do, put a pillow to it, if you want to laugh. There are all those funny things. To laugh is going to be painful for the first few times, your first pee, your first poop, pain, pain. But once you get done the first time, you're going to be good, right? So that's what this is. Now for the episiotomy, oh Lord Jesus, which I hate so much. I hated it so much. Let me even reel back a little bit. So with my first, I had a CS because I had preeclampsia, and this is very, very well documented on my channel. I'm going to put a link to my birth story so that you can watch that if you want to, right? So yeah, I did have a CS because I had a preeclampsia and he had to be taken out earlier than planned. But with my second, I had a vaginal birth, and this is a surprise for many people, especially in Nigeria, because doctors in Nigeria, well, I'm not going to generalize. Some doctors in Nigeria, once they know that your first experience was a CS, they're just going to be like, you're bound to the Philistines, you're going to have a CS again. And I was told the same thing, but I knew that I wasn't going to have my baby in Nigeria, and abroad the they give you the ability to choose. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do a CS again? They will even encourage you to do the vaginal birth your second time around, because once you have a CS twice, I mean the third, fourth, how many other times are going to have to be CSs. So I knew that I was going to have that option. And let me just also say that Nigeria in this 2024 and the hospitals are equipped enough to manage a one-time CS trying to have a vaginal birth the second time around. But I don't know why they just run away from it. But anyway, I digress. So back to the episiotomy story, right? So episiotomy is that cut down in the vagina to make room for the baby to come out easily. I think for moms who have had a vaginal birth before, the second time around, they don't necessarily have to tell you if you are able to expand enough to let your baby pass. But doctors again like to just give the little snip so that you don't tear, you know, by yourself trying to bring the baby out, which the tear could be in the wrong place, God forbid, right? So, in my case, I had an epidural, so I didn't feel the tear. My husband almost passed out because it was a lot of blood, but I didn't feel anything. They sewed me up. In fact, the doctor was there for well over 30 minutes, just I'm like, what is going on? This child has come out since, like, ma'am, wrap it up. But she had to sew it up and everything. And the first few hours, you don't really feel much because you have all the pain injections and everything. But when they start to wear out, Lord, I was on my pain meds like mad, like on time. If I slip off and I miss the timing, so I was having ibuprofen and paracetamol. If I miss the 2 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour mark, the pain will wake me up from that sleep. It was so bad. The pain will wake me up from that sleep. I hated it so much. Oh my god. I would rather deal with a CS scar 10 times than dealing with one episiotomy scar. Again, you're going to bleed. Once you give birth, you're going to bleed. Your body is going to like um, try to like clean itself up. You're bleeding out all the different whatever in your system. So imagine the scar there, and you are bleeding and it's moist. It's just, and the pain. Oh, it's too much. I hated it so much, so much. But something that helped me. I mean, there are many things that can help with easing the pain besides just your pain meds, and your medical practitioner, so your doctors or your midwife or whatever, they'll tell you what you need to do. But for me, I was doing well. My mom used to give me a bath, and that's a Nigerian thing. They give you this after birth bath. For almost 2 weeks, she was giving me a bath and massage my whole body with hot water, and then she would like pour hot water in there. She also used like a hot towel to sort of massage the area a bit. It's like TMI, but sincerely, that's what happens, and you just don't care. You just want to rid yourself of this annoying pain. And so the warm, actually not warm, like a bit hot, but not burning hot, obviously. It helps. It helps sort of just relieve the muscles around that area, and the pain is actually manageable at that time. Coupled with the pain meds, it helps, but it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable because you are there wearing like thick pads to collect all the things that your body is, bringing out, and then you have this thing that you're dealing with as well. Oh, sitting down sometimes, like you have to sit on one butt cheek. And I've even heard of some people saying they had two episiotomies, like they cut them in two places. Ha! Jesus, I don't know what I would have done if that was me. But mine was just one. And for me, that scar or the feeling of the scar felt like, will this ever go? Like, will this place ever feel smooth or like feel normal? Yes, it does feel normal. I mean, now I can't even feel anything or tell that there was anything there. But in the moment, it's just horrible. Um, the other things like the seltzer, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, seltzer water, seltzer bath thing where you have like, you put warm water and sit on it, and there's something that like squirts out the water that would also help to relieve that area. There's something else called the, I think it's something like a freeze spray that you spray on that on the scar that sort of numbs the area. So my sister, you got to use that, and she said it helped a lot. I was just managing myself with the hot water thing. So it's like a water in a bowl and your leg open and bam, yeah. So that a couple of times, and then a hot warm cloth, and hot warm cloth. What does that mean? A hot cloth, like a hot compress, sort of, on the area for a while. Then every time I went to pee was awful. First of all, taking off your underwear with the pads, with the moist pads, and then sitting and peeing. Oh Jesus! So anyway, if you when I go to pee, I just take like the shower head and turn on the hot water and just put it on it. So that hot water also relieves the area. Um, but it led to many things, which is why I hated this episiotomy thing so much. It led to me having bad constipation. Like I've had constipation in my life, but this one was horrible. So I had really bad constipation, and I had eventually had hemorrhoids from it. Terrible, 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 terrible. And I had to deal with that for a very long time. And I'm going to be talking about that in another video, right? So um for me, I would rather take care of a CS scar any day, anytime than deal with an episiotomy um, cut and its healing. So, how long did it take to heal? I want to say by 2 weeks, like in 2 weeks, the pain had relieved me significantly. But the muscle around that area, because of course your body is trying to heal itself, the muscle would be doing different things. Like sometimes I'll feel like a throbbing, sometimes it will be like an itch, sometimes it will be like a stretch. I forgot to mention that the sewing of the episiotomy, there was like a thread that kept poking me the entire time until it completely healed. Even after the pain stopped, I was experiencing that poking thing for a very long time, maybe for about a whole month, and it was horrible. It was horrible. Just imagine something is poking you there. It was like a thread sticking out. I couldn't like cut it off or trim it off or anything. I just had to wait for it to absorb into my flesh. Horrible. And I think the muscle was just trying to heal itself. Anytime I spoke with the health nurse and asked questions, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, those are the normal things that you feel and experience." So I hated it so much. It was awful. Actually, other moms that have experienced this, please leave in the comments. Like, was it manageable for you? Like, I hated it so much. Those 2 weeks felt like 2 years. Like, I was so miserable because of that. Every time I thought about that stupid pain and the incision and the pain and dealing with it, to the extent that I was constipated for over 2 months. I had hemorrhoids that I had to deal with for over 2 years. I'm going to talk about it more in another video. But anyway, if I'm going to have another baby, if I'm not saying I'm going to, but I'm not going to put a pause or full stop where the Lord has put a comma. Okay. If you ask me if I'm having another baby, what would I prefer? An episiotomy or a C-section, or should I say a vaginal birth or a C-section? Hmm. I'll tell you in the next video. I'll tell you in the next video. So, new moms, let me just tell you right now. Let me just tell you right now. Don't say you didn't tell me, I didn't hear it. You didn't tell me this how it's going to be. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. If you're having a vaginal birth, just get ready. That episiotomy is mad pain, okay? And it's going to affect every other thing there. I'm still going to talk about that in my other video. Today I'm just talking about caring, um, the differences for me in caring for the two. All right. So thank you so much for watching. I don't want to say I'm back, but I think I am. If you like this sort of videos, please follow, subscribe, press the like button, um, do all the things that I do, notification bell, blah blah blah, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.